Okay. Hi. All right, I'm live. Yay, I'm live. Excellent. Hi, everyone. Welcome to Deep Ministries. And this is session 7 today. How exciting. Thank you for joining me. I'm having a couple of technological uh, surprises. like, completely unpredictable things are happening with my technology today. So bear with me. I'm running just a minute or two behind here while I endeavor to get everything working. We're almost there. I know, because if you're watching me on YouTube, this is the first stream, and there's a few things that I have to do in order to be able to stream live on my my main page. So let's go over here. We got that going on. Let's grab the embed code. Go here. That's not the one. Here we go. Almost there. Very exciting. And let's check and see if we are live on the streaming page. Yes, we are live on the streaming page. Yay! That means I can let everybody in to the main room. Oh, oops. I don't know what I did there, but cool. Let's go back to the main room. Let's let everybody in. We're going to pin me to view. Good morning, everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I apologize for being a few minutes tardy. I have been having the very strangest. Please go ahead and mute yourself. I'm going to keep you on mute all, but if you unmute yourself, you will come unmuted. So please don't unmute yourself. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And let's see, the last thing that we want to make sure of is that we are live on Facebook. Boom! And then we've got Insta, and we are now live across all platforms. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Miss Carrie, how are you? Hi, everybody. Welcome. Carrie is the only one that I can see. So, hi, Ultra. Thanks for joining us. So happy to see you. But welcome, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us today. Here we are, Deep Ministries weekly live stream. And today is session 7. Now, if this is your first time watching a Deep Ministries live stream, and in fact, oh, you're so sweet. Thank you, sweetheart. Hey, Borg, thank you for joining. If this is your first time ever encountering me as a person, and you don't know who I am, and you don't know what I do, my name is Abby Levine. I have been, over the last 3 years, a money mindset coach, but I've been working with healing on a mindset level, on a spiritual, emotional level, and sometimes very frequently on a physical level. For about 8 years now. I started as a hypnotherapist, and then I specialized in money mindset for the last 3 years. I'm an angel communicator, and so everything that I do specifically with divine guidance from God, from Creator, from my angel team, from my spirit guides, from my higher self. I don't make any stuff up. I'm a good, diligent student, and I listen really well. I'm very aware of what my mission is, and I'm a teacher of information. What does that mean? That means that there might be a lot of stuff that I say that you don't resonate with. And that's okay. You are not supposed to. We are not designed to blindly accept everything that somebody says. That is simply not the way that we were created. If that was the case, we would not have been given intuition. Okay. So, what that means is everything that I say, I want you to run it through your own intuition, your own checks and balances. If it resonates for you, take it in, take it on, keep it. If it doesn't resonate with you, maybe you're not ready to hear it yet. Maybe you don't agree. Maybe you have a totally different opinion of how the world runs. And that's okay. In my belief, I truly believe that truth leads everything. And we just have a different interpretation of what truth actually is. Good morning, Kara. Thanks for joining. So I don't believe that anybody is really wrong. I just believe that depending upon our trauma, depending upon how we view the world, depending upon our experience and our beliefs, we have a slightly different interpretation. And I don't think that there's anything wrong with that. I believe that there is so much room for everybody to have their own opinion. I don't actually believe that there is like a major conflict unless something is based in trauma. And I think that's okay too. Everybody is on their own healing journey. And for those people who are not even on a healing journey, that's fine also. Because we all have our own divine right to spend our years on planet Earth in exactly the way that we choose to. So that's me. I'm really good at money mindset. My clients over the last 3 years have made probably close to $1 billion now, just in the last 3 years, and most of them started at less than $5,000 a month. So I know what I'm talking about. I've got lots of experience doing this. But then the Darling Angel team advised me that I need to get more holistic. I need to become more accessible, and I need to break my teachings into more digestible, bite-sized nugget pieces for people who are on all ranges of their journey. Hence, Deep Ministries was born. Now, deep, and I know it's only DEP, but it's pronounced deep because that sounds great. My buddy and board of directors member for Deep Ministries, Marvin, helped me come up with the name because deep stands for divine evolutionary path. And what Deep Ministries represents are the steps that anybody can take to live their highest, most evolved life of ease and abundance. So that is why I'm here. That is why I'm teaching. Sunday mornings is one of the most accessible ways that people can access these teachings because it's free. It's across all my platforms, and I also have it on my website as just a streaming page. Okay, after that preamble, this is session 7. So I only just began teaching Deep Ministries just a few weeks ago, 6 to be precise, if you can count, which, you know, that's okay if you can or you can't. There's no judgment. Oh, crap. Woo, almost forgot. Someone remind me, because oh, thank you. It was my team. They're like, are you recording? Thank you. So that we can post it in our back office. So we're on session 7 of Deep Ministries. The first few sessions were all the background, like foundational information that you need to have in order to really really dig deeper into this journey. Okay. A lot of the baseline philosophy that you kind of need to understand how the mind works, what energy is. Let's see. That we're on this, what is it? Oh, the affluence addiction, things like that. Okay, so if you missed any of our live streams, no worries. You can scroll through my social media. You can find those old sessions. Um, uh, Exciting announcement coming up at the end of our stream today, but it's not relevant right now. So we're going to move on. Last week, we started our journey into track 1. So my teachings are divided into different tracks according to what feels most important to you in this moment. Okay, so track 1 is money mindset. Track 1 is specifically dissolving poverty mindset. Okay, so today we're going to talk a little bit about manifestation. And I realized as I was going over my notes for today's session, I realized I'm kind of working backwards. Now, if you, I know that there's a bunch of people in my Zoom room, but locate the chat box and let me know that you know where the chat box is, and let me know where you're tuning in from today, and let's get some interaction going, because the whole purpose of me having the Zoom is so I don't feel like I'm teaching to an empty room. And right now I feel like I'm just teaching to Carrie. Hi, and Allison, and Laurel is here, and Tiff, hey Tiff, and Mara from the hot tub with the hubby. Hey, Mara's hubs. Hi, Jen. Mara, what's your hub's name so that I don't have to call them hubs anymore? Joanna is here, and Ultra is here. Yay! Kimmy, and the reason, Glenn. Hi, Glenn. Yay. Hi, Georgina. I'm so happy that you're here today. And I hit hide all non-video participants before I started, and I don't know how to undo it. So that's why I'm only seeing everybody who's on camera. Okay, cool. Yay, cooking on gas. And I feel like we have, oh, hi, Sandy. Marvin located the chat box. We've got Lorene is joining us. And hi, Brownin. So good to see you. Thank you for popping some comments. Yay! I'm definitely not teaching to an empty room. Happy. Okay, so we're going a little out of order because before I actually teach about what manifestation is, we're going to do that. Oh, hey, Jamie, hi. We are going to do what manifestation actually is next week. But today, what we're going to talk about is how your fear of losing control might actually be killing your attempts to manifest. Can anyone relate? Possibly. Hi, Denise. Denise is with us. Sandy is with us. Jennifer is joining us from Quebec. Yay! Okay, so how your fear of loss of control might be killing your manifestation efforts. Joanna says, this is totally the class for her. Allison says she could definitely relate. She has big control issues with money. Sandy can relate. Ultra can relate. Yay! That's awesome. Let's pop over to hi, Jen. Thank you for joining us, Sweet Pea. Happy to have you. Lovely one. Okay, so we're going to kind of dive into this. But before we do, I do want to do just a teensy little bit of teaching about manifestation, just in case you've never done any work with manifestation before, okay? I just want to kind of give you just a teensy little bit of an overview. before we dive into it. Okay. So if you've watched The Secret or you've followed some manifestation coaches, you may have kind of like a vague idea of what it is and what it means, what manifestation actually is. But it's a little bit more complex than most people teach. And since my yummiest, oh, I love that Ultra used the word yummy. It is so yummy. Since my yummiest spot is where spirituality and science meet, I'm going to be talking a little bit about the science of manifestation today. Okay, so the science of manifestation. So before we dive into the science of manifestation, I just want to kind of give you a little bit of a recap of how the mind works. If you have never seen how the mind works, and this is going to be totally new to you. Okay, but we're just going to do like a little recap. So this is your brain. This is the primitive area of your brain. And we're born with two fears, the fear of loud noises, the fear of falling. We have two basic reactions, fight and flight, okay? But the most important thing that you need to know when it comes to manifestation is actually, let's do it to the age of about 12, okay, is before the age of 12, our brains take in everything that we're exposed to, okay, everything that we see, everything that we hear. And I'm sorry for those who are on Instagram because I'm actually doing this drawing on Zoom and I cannot live Zoom to my Instagram. So you can hop over to my Facebook if you want to, or it's also on my YouTube, and I'm on Twitter, and I'm on LinkedIn. So you're welcome to go over there if you want to see the illustration that I'm doing right now. Okay. So your mind takes in all of these pieces of information and it creates programs, okay? We're not going to get into the science of how the brain works today. I actually covered that a few sessions ago. But essentially, each of these programs is what's called a neural network in your brain, okay? So we've got all these programs, all these beliefs, all of these ideas, all of these ways that we connect with the outside world. And then we have this guy, we have the critical mind. And this critical mind is essentially a logic-based filter, okay? That's all you need to know for the purposes of today's topic. So the critical mind is a logic-based filter that protects all of your programs that exist within your unconscious mind. So far, so good. Okay, I'm going to assume so far, so good. And probably if this is your first time seeing me ever do this drawing, you're probably a little bit lost, but that's okay. I'll get to why this is relevant. Okay, so the critical mind's job is to protect your programs. The brain does not distinguish between right and wrong, true and false, good, bad. It does not decide what the information is that is stored down here as a program. It just takes everything in that you're exposed to. So let's say that your parents struggled with money and there was a lot of talk around the scarcity of money. There's not enough. We can't afford that. If there was a lot of talk around the scarcity of money, then you probably have a lot of limiting beliefs around money. Okay, if you were really praised for certain actions, then you probably have some positive beliefs around those specific actions. Okay, so that kind of makes sense. So you've got these programs. Our brain is just a computer. These are the programs that come in before the age of 12. Okay, this unconscious piece, this whole thing is unconscious. It runs about 95% of our day. And what does the word unconscious mean? It means unconscious. You are not aware that these programs exist in your brain. So here is your conscious mind. This is the part, this is right here, the prefrontal cortex. That's about the 5% that we control. 5%. You heard that correctly. Okay, it's like logic, reason, analyzing, decision-making, willpower. We think we're operating on 100% of our brain. Nope. We're working on 5%. The other 95% that exists, hey mom, below your level of awareness is controlling your day. Okay, got it? Good. So far, so good. The most important thing I want you to understand is that this 95% is unconscious, so it happens below your level of awareness, okay? And that these programs are created before you are 12 years old, okay? Those are the most important things I need you to know. Cool. Okie dokie. So how does manifestation work? If you remember, if you haven't watched it, it's okay. You can watch it another time. But if you remember back to a few sessions ago, I talked about how everything is energy. And we talked about the science of that. Again, my favorite, yummiest spot is where science and spirituality meet. Those are the delicious parts of life. So, so, so gorgeous and yummy. Okay, so the science of spirituality is that we have energy. We have energy radiating out of us as our cells do their cellular processes, like healing, like growing, like repairing, like filtering, like removing toxins, like adding good stuff into our body. I don't know, whatever that's called. Science. I'm hysterical. I crack myself up, yo. So as our body is doing these molecular transactions, I guess, as it's doing its thing, and energy is expressed. That energy is expressed essentially in bursts, and it comes out of our body 24/7. Our energy that emits from our body can be measured on scans, cold spectrometers. This is not made up, y'all. This is not theory. This is actual sciencey, logic-based stuff, okay? So our energy radiates out of us 24/7. Here's a really fascinating thing. Most manifestation coaches teach that your energy just goes out. However, it's so good. Our energy functions very similarly to the sun. Okay, so if you have Netflix, there is a documentary called The Universe. This is pure astrophysics, y'all. There's a documentary called The Universe, and the very first episode is about the sun. So this is another place where science and spirituality meet, which is so fascinating because our cells operate the same way that the cells of the sun do, that the elements of the sun do. And so the sun actually sends out energy in an ellipsis, okay? And so do our cells. What does that mean? What is an ellipsis? It means that the energy radiates out and then is magnetized back to us. We radiate energy in a loop. Oh, what? This is so dang cool. Okay, now it pieces together a sciencey part of manifestation. Our energy radiates out in a loop. It actually loops back to us. Okay, part one of manifestation. Part two of manifestation is What is it looping back to us when it comes back? What are we magnetizing back to us when our energy comes back in a loop? We are magnetizing these, whatever is in our unconscious mind, those signals, those transmitters are being carried on the energy frequency, science-y frequency, not spirituality frequency. Okay. So, hey, Eric. So as we radiate our energy out, whatever's in our unconscious mind is programming the transmitters that are on the energetic frequency waves. And there's a whole sciencey explanation as to why this works that we're going to talk about next week. Okay. Which is the mind's. Oh, wait, are we talking about that today? Did I write that down? No. Yes. Okay. We'll talk about that next week. I'm like, wait, what are we talking about today? Okay, cool. All right. So as your energy waves go out, they are programmed by the beliefs that exist within your unconscious mind. And so that is what is being magnetized back to you. Okay. And your vibe attracts your tribe, right? We talked about this a few sessions ago, how energy works. Everything is energy. So whatever frequency you are on is what you're going to magnetize back to you. Okay, so far, so good. So far, so good. Does that kind of make sense? Yes, all the energy. Sahabi needs to watch this again. Oh yeah, it's deep, man. Is it the same as focusing the sun via a magnifying glass? Kind of. Oh, I love that analogy. Yeah, it's kind of. Let's see here. Something's been kicking somebody's butt. Let's see what is kicking. Oh, Kat, no problem, honey bun. That's so funny that we're talking about the sun today and it's these solar storms. Yes. Okay, good. Yes, Crystal loves that analogy. Yay. Okay, cool. So that's how manifestation works on a science level. We'll go deeper into it next week. So I'll break down really the different parts of it, how the brain works with manifestation, how you block yourself. But what happens if you're doing everything right? Hey, Kat, what happens if you're doing everything right? If you are clearing, if you are using hypnosis and neurolinguistic programming and timeline therapy and all of the beautiful processes that can actually change the way that your unconscious mind works, right? What happens if you're doing all of that and you're clearing out your biggest limiting beliefs, right? And you're healing your relationship with money. And you're matching the frequency of money and you're getting on its same vibration. And you're being grateful for what you have and you're appreciating it. And hey, Marie, welcome, babe. We're talking about manifestation today. But specifically around how your fear of control, like losing control, might be sabotaging your manifestation. So what happens if you're doing everything right and nothing is working still? Now, there's a myriad of reasons why that could be. But this one is like top 3. Control. You might be holding onto it too tightly. And Barbara says, yes, she's depressed and she magnetizes depressed people. Absolutely, Barbara. I'm sending you out some love. Stick around with Deep Ministries because after we move through track 1, which is money manifestation, dissolving poverty mindset. We're going to get to track 2, and we're going to be dealing with depression, anxiety, anger, grief, and all that kind of stuff. Joanna, for her, it starts working. Then she gets scared that she's fooling herself and will get hurt or screwed over. And you grab a hold and hold on tight and don't let go, right? What happens, just for kicks, let's talk about what happens when you're holding on to something really, really tightly and somebody tries to give you something. You got no hands. That's right, Tiff. I heard you in my head. You can't take it, right? You don't have any hands available. You don't have space to receive it. You literally got nothing available to take that thing with if you're gripping onto the thing too tightly. Yes. Oh, Katie, I love that. Now, what you just read a theory like ice cube doesn't melt 31 degrees, but starts to melt at 32. That 1 degree makes all the difference. Yes, absolutely it does. Okay. So the universe works the same way. God works the same way. When I say God, just for clarity, when I say God, I am specifically talking about the being that runs our solar planet, solar system. Thank you. I didn't get my pour over yet, so I don't have coffee yet. Tea is just having to see me through. So God is the guy or the being. Yeah, he has kind of a masculine energy that runs our solar system. And then, in my perception, the way that I perceive the world and the universe is then there's Creator, and Creator runs all. Creator witnesses. Creator is the being that wants to experience. Okay, so God can try to give you something, you don't have hands. Creator can try to give you something, you don't have hands. If you are gripping on too tightly to the thing that you are trying to control, you don't have any hands to receive it. Okay, so let's talk about what does holding on too tightly look like in practicality. In reality, it looks like hollering, crying, trying to bribe, coerce, hover over, chase after, run away from, try to talk into, attempt to induce guilt in. Anybody ever thought the phrase, but I've done everything right and nothing's working? I mean, or what about, why is life so hard for me? Right? Attempting to induce guilt in, seducing, entrapping, checking on, deliver ultimatums to, do things for, whine, vent fury on, act helpless, suffer in loud silence, try to please, lie, do sneaky little things, do sneaky big things, gauge our words carefully, bargain with, pray for miracles, stay nearby, supervise, dictate, command, complain, go out and look for, impress upon, scold, remind, inquire, hint, look through pockets, peek in wallets, try to look into the future, try to predict the future, search through the past, reason with, almost give up on, then try even harder with, and I added to that list, plan the timing of, demand the timing of. I've even heard people say things like, oh, I don't have a timeline. Jamie. You're like, okay. I hear you. You can stop now. You're so cute, sweetheart. Yeah, basically any kind of force. Correct. Any kind of force, any kind of coercion, any kind of attempt to manipulate, even if it's soft and sweet and gentle, and just like a gentle pleading, please. But what if I bargaining? But what if I do this? Will you then come? And if I do this, will you then come? And then if I do this, and then controlling the way that we speak to people and how we're perceived. I have heard people say things like, "Oh, I don't have a timeline, but my goal for this month is." Oh, oh. Okay, but what happened to that bit that you just said that I don't have a timeline? Okay, reality check, right? Reality check. What is going on here? Oh my goodness, I should have brushed these out this morning. Sorry, my hair is bothering my lashes. Or it should come in by this time. So here's the bottom line. Just like Savi said, we're holding on too tightly when we consistently, with a great deal of effort and energy, try to force it to happen. Okay? We're holding on too tightly when we consistently, with a great deal of effort and energy, try to force it to happen. Now, that goes, we're talking about money today, but that goes with everything. That goes with relationships, that goes with trying to find love, that goes with trying to start a business, that goes with trying to find clients, that goes with trying to grow. Tiff says, you mean we can't demand the universe to work on our schedule? That's exactly what I mean. Now, because we are divine beings and it is our divine right to ask for what we want and have the life that we want, we can ask for what we want. And that's what manifesting is about. Good morning, Lindsay. That's the purpose of manifesting. That's what it's about. We can ask, but we cannot go into controlling how it happens, when it happens, why it happens, etc., etc., etc. And Joanna just said that's where just enough comes from. You can control being just enough without fearing it. Without fearing it will grow out of your control. Yes, one of my clients who just hit $1 million in his business, we just found out that he cannot grow. Well, I mean, he's got me on staff, so he darn well will grow. But he's got a block to growing beyond that because he can barely control his business as it is. And it feels, hi, Jen. And it feels as if it grows beyond $1 million, he'll lose control of it. Savi says, let's not talk about love relationships. No. Love relationships is going to come in a track that hasn't been created yet. Because before I can teach about relationships, I have to heal my codependence. And that is what I'm on the journey of right now. Now, if you were wondering where I was getting some of that, what control is, or what holding on too tightly looks like, I was getting it from this book, Codependent No More. Can you see? Codependent No More. Nope. Almost, but not quite. Codependent No More. Yes. So, Codependent No More, Melody Beattie. I highly recommend everybody read that because never mind. We're not going to go down there because that is a track that hasn't been created yet. Okay, cool. So another part that we hold on to tightly. Oh, thanks. Another part that we hold on, love those hearts, that we hold on to tightly is the way that it's supposed to happen. Yes, Deb, this book, the Bible of my life right now. So for example, I've had clients who say something like, I need to manifest 20,000, right? I'm going to manifest 20,000. I am in the vibration of manifesting 20,000. Okay. So I've had clients say that. And then within a week or two, one of their relatives gifts them 20,000 because they win the lottery, or they get an inheritance, or they close out and they had a super profitable year, or something like that, or they get like a huge unexpected tax refund, and so they get 20K. And I have heard these words come out of their mouth. It doesn't count. It doesn't count because it didn't come in the way that I decided it should. What the actual fuck? Whoa. Talk about needing to control the way that things manifest. Oh, it didn't come in this way, so it doesn't count. Oh, well, it can't. Yeah, crazy, right? Crazy. Oh, well, I knew that lawsuit was going to close soon, so that doesn't count. What do you mean? What do you mean it doesn't count? Hey, Nick. Hi, how are you? Of course it counts. Of course it counts. It counts. You cannot control the way it manifests. You cannot control the timing of the manifestation. Okay? We have to let go. We have to let go. Part of letting go involves trust, which we're going to be talking about during this track. Okay? We're not going to solve our needing to trust ourselves and our needing to trust our higher power today. It's just not going to happen. Okay? In fact, we're not going to solve it in Deep Ministries because I'm not doing processes in Deep Ministries. We're talking about the philosophy behind it. But part of letting go is you need trust. Part of it involves managing your emotions. Part of it involves healing any codependent behaviors that you have. Part of it involves managing obsessive thinking. Part of it involves managing your controlling actions and behaviors. Yes, Savi, trusting the divine masculine frame is going to come into it because historically, please keep yourself on mute, darlings. I have you on mute also. You might accidentally unmute yourself, but please don't do that. If you have a difficult relationship with money, and you have a difficult relationship with love, you are usually going to perceive money as the opposite, as the sex that you are attracted to in a loving relationship. And because it's all related. Cheryl asks, how can we tell the difference between something we manifested and something that is God, universe, our team's plan, like a path they want to take us? Do you mean like if it's something bad that we manifested, Cheryl, or something that we don't care for? Because if it's something that we manifested and something that is God, our universe, our team's plan, that is something that we care for, there is no difference. It's the same. Kind of. Just because you didn't ask for it doesn't mean that it wasn't meant for you. It doesn't mean you weren't asking for it in your unconscious mind. Sure. Okay. So if it's something unexpected or something that you don't care for, then it's part of your divine plan if you are listening to intuition. If you are not listening to intuition, you may be manifesting that based on the trauma that's trapped in your unconscious mind. Okay. So you could be unconsciously manifesting the stuff that you don't care for in your life, which is why I will always be in business. because we have trillions of limiting beliefs in our brain. We just can't get through them all in one lifetime. We just can't, right? So Tiff says, aren't we manifesting everything we get? No, not necessarily. If we are listening to intuition, we are following our divinely highest, most expansive path, which means that our team or God's got plans that we wouldn't have signed up for necessarily if we knew what was coming down the pipeline. Yeah. Yeah. We'd be like, oh no, fuck no. No, thank you. I'll take the get out of life free card and do another thing a different time. I'm good. I'm gonna tap out of that. Cheryl said exactly what they told you this week. Yes, that you wouldn't have done it if you knew what was coming. Exactly. Oh, Savi was thinking about that today. Yes. And when we get into intuition and how intuition is not linear, we'll get into some really beautiful conversations. Really beautiful. Okay. So those are some of the parts that you need to learn in order to be able to let go. I love this. I love this analogy. It really helps me to physically place myself inside of manifestation and this idea of holding on too tightly versus letting go. And Crystal's been feeling that recently. Yay! That's so good. I love that. Okay. So I want you to imagine that you ask for something, right? That's what manifestation is. I would like to have this, please. You don't need a reason. You don't need a justification. I would like to have this. So you ask for something. And then the universe tries to bring it to you, but there's no space. There's no space to bring it in. Okay, so it's kind of like you live in an abandoned apartment building, or even just abandoned apartment. Like your apartment is inside an abandoned building. There's like maggots in the sofa. There's mold in the corners. Your furniture is rotting. There's termites in the walls, right? Because this is very, very indicative of how limiting beliefs destroy our lives just on a moment by moment basis, right? So your limiting beliefs are the maggots and the mold and the termites. And so this is what you're living in. And you ask the universe for the mansion that you're supposed to have. You know you're supposed to have a mansion. So you ask the universe for the mansion that you're supposed to have. And the universe builds your mansion. And then, an angel comes and knocks on your door, brings you the key to your mansion and says your mansion is ready. It's ready for you. And you look around your apartment and you start like grabbing your moldy cushion, grabbing your like termite infested, maggot infested furniture, and you try to stop bringing it with you. And then you're like, no, this is too comfortable. This is what I know. I'm not going to let go of this. Okay. So your team, your angel team, your spiritual team has you by the feet and they're like, okay, well, let us carry you then. And you're gripping on to the doorway and they're like trying to pull you out of your apartment. And you're like, no. And you're gripping on to the doorway and you refuse to let go. You can't let go of this old maggoty stuff. Why? Because you can't see your mansion yet. You have to actually walk out of the apartment. You have to actually leave where you are in order to get to your mansion. And when we can't see it, we don't believe it exists. And so what if I leave this apartment and I'm actually going to be sleeping on the street and there is no mansion and you lied to me and it doesn't exist? At least I have a roof over my head. Yeah, I hate it. I'm constantly sick because of the mold, right? But I can't leave. because I don't know if the mansion is there, right? So that's why we don't let go, but we have to let go. We have to loosen our grip on the doorpost. They're literally trying to pull us by our feet. We have to let go so we can go to the next part of the thing that we asked for, that the universe has delivered, but we just won't let go of the here and now. The fuck, man? Like, I understand that it's kind of comical. We can laugh at ourselves, but we have to understand that it's also like incredibly terrifying, right? To let go of something that's not awesome, to get to the thing that might not exist, feels very scary. And that's why dissolving poverty mindset and really learning manifestation is a process. You can't just go, okay, I'm going to let go and hope that your fear is going to melt into non-existence. Unfortunately, it's just not going to happen that way. Crystal says, oh my goodness. Joanna says, you so want to let go of the maggot-infested furniture, but you're scared that the angels are going to be like, psych. Yes, exactly. Exactly. And that's why part of letting go depends upon developing your trust. Part of it, 100%, depends upon developing your trust. Because if you can't develop your trust, if you can't have faith, you will never let go. Because you won't, hi Savi, you will not see your mansion until you leave your apartment. Now, little segue. In other tracks, we're going to come back to this metaphor, but little segue, when you align with your intuition and you ask your team to take you on the highest, most expansive path, that's why everything begins falling to pieces. That's why everything crumbles. Why? Because your team is fucking trying to drag you out of this maggot-infested, termite-infested, mold-infested shithole, and you won't let go. So what do? They burn that fucker down. You won't be able to hold on to the doorposts if they turn to ash, so we're going to go ahead and burn them down. Everything starts to turn to shit when you are very far out of alignment with your highest, most expansive path. When there's a course correct, a lot of stuff has to go. A lot of stuff has to be deconstructed. A lot of stuff has to be physically removed from your life, and you won't let it go. And your team is like, well, you said you want it. You're not letting it go. Fuck it. Just burn that mother down. But what we don't see is that it's a controlled burn. We don't see that they put like a flame retardant, like little casing around us so that we don't die. We don't see them with their, their like fireman garb and their, fire extinguishers behind us, outside the building. They're only lighting one little piece on fire. They're like holding us the entire way. But because we're inside of the fire, the only thing we can see is the destruction. The only thing we can see is everything turning to shit. But we don't see them outside going, okay, everything good, everything good, everything good. Okay, let's burn this down. Everything good, everything good, everything good. Okay, let's burn this down. Everything good? We good? Okay, we can do this bit next. The beautiful thing is, well, no, not the beautiful thing is, sometimes we have to ask for grace. We have to ask them to give us grace because they forget what it's like to be a human. They forget how intense our human experience actually is. So sometimes you have to ask them like, hey, you can slow your roll a little bit. Yeah, it's a little too intense right now. Can we slow this down a bit? Can you give me some time to integrate the last set of bullshit before we move into the next set of bullshit? Right? Can you just like, mercy, clemency, help, like rest, please, no more, right? The faster you demand your pace to go, the more intense your deconstructions are. The quicker your shit burns down. Crystal says, You literally just gave away, oops. My fingers scroll too fast. Dang it. Can you copy and paste that, Crystal? Sorry. Oh, I can't see it. Oh, wait. You literally gave your 2-week notice at a job you hate, knowing that your dream job is already on the way. Yes. As long as you have the means to do so, great. Beautiful. Do it. I don't recommend doing that if you don't have the means to cover your bills in the meantime. You have to do it in a more structured way. If you are the only one, or if you don't have savings to cover your bills while your dream job is coming. Why? Because we don't control the timing. What if your team needs you to take 6 months of downtime before they bring you your dream job? You need to have a buffer. You need to have something that allows you to be okay. But it's so exciting. As long as you have that, then wahoo! Can loosening mean taking a step down, so to speak? You mean it could be a step down materially, but it feels like letting go. Absolutely, Shantaya. Because it's not necessarily a step down, because there is no step down. If by step down you mean making less money or needing to tighten up your budget in the interim or things like that, yeah, absolutely. Letting go of the furniture sometimes means you need to your finances in order to allow for some of the new things to have space to come in. So absolutely, that can happen. Oh, I'm going the wrong way. Tough moving places in 5 days. Savi, you're moving finally. Yay. And Kat just nuked old businesses and everything to do with Karma Jade that you worked so hard building. Good job, Kat, because it doesn't serve you. Okay, good. You should have elaborated. Okay, good. Yeah. When people say, I give up, I quit my job because I know my dream job is coming in, that always sends me into panic mode just initially, because guess what? That's how I ended up homeless 4 times. I was like, I hate this. So I quit. And I trust that God will catch me. God's like, I'm trying, babe, but you just kind of ignore all of the ways that I'm trying to catch you. And I don't really know what to do at this point. And that's track 4, taking personal responsibility over our journey. But yes, thank you for clarifying. That makes me a lot less terrified for you. Yes. Yes. Oh, making less money. You think that's, yeah, I've been holding on so tightly. That totally makes sense. Beautiful. Okay. So if you're not driving, then please feel free to do this next, just little meditation kind of prayer moment with me. Before I do that, I want to give you your mantra for this next week. So your mantra for the week is, I am prepared to notice where holding on too tightly is blocking my blessings. I am prepared to notice where holding on too tightly is blocking my blessings. So I want you to kind of open up your heart, open up your mind, start to really begin to be aware where you are trying to coerce or force the outcome. Just notice it. It's okay if you don't have the tools to do anything about it yet. That's what we're going to be covering over the next few weeks. Okay. And Kat, yeah, we talked about that when we did your healing session a couple weeks ago. So I wasn't worried about you. I know that you're good. Yes, 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 yes. Good job. Okay, cool. So we're going to do our meditation portion. Now, while we're going into our meditation portion, if you would like to volunteer to be our live healing volunteer today, go ahead and locate the reactions. So I was like, me. go ahead and locate the reactions at the bottom of the Zoom and raise your hand. Now, if you are not on the Zoom, then go to my bio. In my bio, there's a link to sign up for my email list. And in my email list, I send out the link for the Zoom. All live healing comes from the Zoom specifically. Okay, perfect. Okay, show. Cool. Okie dokie. Okay, perfect. So awesome. Thank you, thank you, thank you, my volunteers. So the volunteer for each week is chosen intuitively. So if you are not chosen today, please do not fret. You will have an opportunity to volunteer every single week. And one day it's going to be you. Okay, cool beans. If you're not driving again, feel free to do this next little meditation prayer pod. Take some nice deep cleansing breaths. Close your eyes. Open your heart if you know what open your heart means. If not, don't worry about it. Any heavy energy that's sitting right on top of your chest, breathe it into your lungs and up and out of your mouth. If that brings emotion, don't shove it down. Just let it pass through you. Good. I want you to imagine yourself holding on to whatever it is that you are currently holding onto. Notice your grip, so tight. Now, it could be your money. It could be your bank account. It could be your job or your business or a partner. Or even the doorway of that old, moldy apartment. I want you to notice what you're holding on to, and just finger by finger, I want you to let go. Imagine. Or if you can't let go, notice the reason. Notice the narrative. What is your brain telling you about not being able to let go? Just become aware of it. And we invite and allow your team, your divine team, to show you where you've been holding on too tight and how it is blocking your blessings. We invite your team to magnetize back to you any resources that you need in order to support you in your next level of evolution. Whatever those resources might be, we're not going to dictate. We're not going to demand. We're going to ask the question and let go. Beautiful. And so it is. And sending it away further and further into the distance, further and further into the distance. Thanking yourself, your higher self, your team, God, the universe, creator, all the light beings that support your journey, thanking them in advance to work together to bring about those magical happenings in your life. One is a nice deep cleansing breath in. Two is a wonderful sense of well-being. Three is an even more alert number. 4 and 5 is coming back to the body, back to the room, eyes open, wide awake and alert. And how you feeling? How's everybody feeling? What shifted for you? Let me know, let me know. Yay, beautiful. In the meantime, Creator chooses you, Crystal. However, you will need to turn on your camera. Will this work for you? Aha, yay, hi. Cool, felt wonderful. You pulled up something deep. How fascinating. The creator goes, you. Cool. Okay, so I'm going to unmute you, babe.
Hi.
Hi. Thank you, everybody, for volunteering. You feel great. Good. Volunteer every week until creator chooses you. There's no reason except for this is it. So let's have it. Where'd you go?
Oh.
Where'd you go? Oh, there you Crystal, where are you? We're going to find you. You still here? There you are. Let me pin you so I can see you. There you are. Okay, tell me what came up. Tell us. Share with us.
So it's something something I don't talk about a lot.
Now, since you are live, I do want to give you permission to share just as much as you feel comfortable. Give me whatever pieces you feel comfortable having, and if I need more information, I'll ask you.
Okay, absolutely. I think it's part of my healing process, so it's cool sharing. I think getting, that part out is kind of cool. I will get emotional though.
Are we okay with emotions here?
No, fuck no.
I know, right?
Hold it up.
Oh, no. I was asking the group. Yes. Absolutely. In fact, they are necessary. Okay. Thank you for that. Thank you for the prerequisite. Okay. Let's hear it.
So I was abused as a child. My dad left when I was like, I guess 5 years old. And the gentleman that stepped into my life, he ended up, from the time I was like 6 until I was about 16, I was abused. So I have noticed I now have 2 teenage daughters myself. And I very much am scared for them. But there's also part of me that has this fear that they are going to somehow get the same thing that happens to them through me. Like,
they're going to receive whatever programming.
Karmatic, cosmetic, I don't know the right word, but that they will end up, I'm not going to be the one that breaks that chain, essentially.
That they will be abused and it will be your fault.
Right. And then also, that's exactly, yes, thank you for putting that into words.
This deep.
And
You are
then
not.
I know also I am worried that I am going to unintentionally block them from having the father that they need because of my insecurities.
Well,
So
fuck
it's like a
yeah, of
double,
course you are.
like
Right?
it's a double. Yeah.
Absolutely. Because, oh my God, what a lot to go through. And it absolutely makes sense that you would be like, okay, that's never going to happen to them. What's the easiest way for me to make sure it never happens to them? No fucker is coming into my life.
Yeah.
Easy. Right. And that seems to make sense, doesn't it? That, oh, ouchie, that is so deep and so ouchies. I just want to take a moment to acknowledge that. Um, yeah. Yeah. And I can tell you right now that there is a lot of people who are watching that can deeply relate to how you're feeling, deeply, deeply resonate with your experience. And so you're not alone in this, and it's really important for you to know that. Feel it. Don't shove that shit down. Fucking feel it.
Yeah.
Okay, good. Receive it. Receive that. Receive, I am not alone in this. Open up your heart. Let it move into your body now. Close your eyes. Receive, I am not alone in this. Let it move through your skin. Let it move into your heart. Let it move into your bones. Let it move into your cells. Breathe through any shame that comes up. Breathe through guilt that comes up. Guilt that, oh, I'm too much. I'm a burden. Of anyone who's holding space for me in this moment, I'm a burden. Breathe through guilt. Close your eyes. Breathe through that tendency right now that's wishing that you did not volunteer to be live on this stream today. Breathe through that. Oh, you think I didn't notice? I'm psychic, y'all. I hear thoughts. Just breathe through it. There's nothing wrong with any of those emotions that are coming up. They simply deserve to be validated. You don't have to be embarrassed about that. It's fine. Breathe through that. You're like, oh, fuck. Too open, too vulnerable. Back pedal, back pedal, back pedal. I understand. Breathe through that, through all of it, okay? Good. I'm not alone in this. You are being held by everybody who is watching this right now. You are being seen. You are being witnessed. Feel it. Let it move through you. Beautiful. You are okay. Beautiful. Beautiful. Let it move through you. Let it move through. Let it move through. Move through. Yes, there is healing to be done. But it is absolutely possible that the cycle will end with you if you decide that it does. Do you decide? Yeah. Yeah. That's all it takes. Everything else will bend around that decision. Beautiful. Beautiful. Let it move through you. All of that, all of that, all of that. letting it move through you. Open your heart. I know it's intense, but it's time to let this go. Whatever's being released right now is ready to be released, which is why you're feeling it, which is why it came up, which is why the universe chose you. Okay? Everything aligned perfectly for this exact moment. So keep your heart open, be brave, let it keep moving through you. You can do hard things, and this is hard. Feeling and releasing emotion is probably one of the hottest things that we do as humans. Stay open, stay open, stay open. Let it keep moving through you. That's it. Now, I'm going to count you from 5 down to 0. And at 0, you will find yourself in a very secure location. Very safe, very secure. No one can get in there. It's just for you and whoever you invite in there with you. I'm even going to chill on the outside. I don't need to be in there. I can talk to you from out here. So, starting at 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. When you're there, nod your head. Good. Now, when you're ready, let's invite and allow. Tell me what feels more believable for you, intuition or a higher power?
Higher power.
Okay. Because there's not enough trust in your own intuition. Yep, I understand. And there's nothing wrong with that. And that's why I asked that question. There's nothing wrong with that, but at least you can trust your higher power. Yes. Okay. And then how do you refer to your higher power? Tell me so I can be on your level.
So it's my higher power.
Beautiful. Like your higher self.
I honestly believe that some people call it God.
Good. Okay. You call it your higher power. And keep your eyes closed. Keep your eyes closed. Yeah. I know it's hard to talk with your eyes closed when you know that someone is looking at you. I understand that. But we want to keep you in this space. We want to keep you in this space. Okay, beautiful. So invite and allow your higher power to come in.
Okay.
And when your higher power is here in this space with you, nod your head.
Okay.
Good. Now ask your higher power, can we have a conversation today? Yeah, that's fine. Good. Ask your higher power, will this cycle end with me?
Yes.
And how does that feel to know that?
Amazing.
Feel it, feel it, feel it. Let that move through you. Don't suppress it. Feel it, feel it, feel it. That's it. That's it. Let it out. Let it out. Let it out. Let it out. All that relief. Let it out. All that gratitude. Let it out. Just let it move through you. Keep your heart open. Just let it move through you. You're doing so great. So beautiful. So great. Good. Ask your higher power, will my babies be okay? And how did your higher power respond?
I already know they will.
That's right. And you can trust that. And you can trust that. Let it move into your body. Let it land. Let it move into you. Let it move through your skin, into your heart, into your bones, into your cells until it clicks into place. And when it clicks into place, nod your head for me. That's it. Yeah, baby. Locking that into place. Ask your higher power, did I damage them? Did my brokenness damage them? How does your higher power respond to that?
I'm still not positive, but I know that they will be okay.
Right. Well, I didn't ask, are you positive? I asked how your higher power responded to that. What did your higher power
Yes,
say in response?
absolutely, they will be okay, and I have not damaged them.
That's right. Ask your higher power, will I be okay? And how does your higher power respond to that?
Of course.
That's right. Ask your higher power what you need to do next to be okay.
Trust.
Trust. So work on trust then.
Yeah.
Okay, good. Doable? Yeah, can you work on trusting more?
Yes.
Yeah, totally doable. Beautiful. Love it, love it, love it. Ask your higher power, will they always catch you? How do they respond?
Of course.
Ask your higher power, will you ever drop me?
Of course. But then I'll catch you.
The dropping is for a purpose. That's so beautiful because sometimes we need to be shaken. We need to be shaken up. But it's kind of like when you play that catch game with a baby and the baby is weightless for like half a second. It feels like the baby thinks it's going to fall on the ground and it's like, oh, but we know that we just lost contact for like half a second and we're right there. We're going to catch the baby. That's the same way that our team drops us. It's just like,
yes. Yes.
wee! It's like a tiny little drop, but just to shake us out of the inertia or out of the rut that we have been living in. Gorgeous. Is there anything else that your team needs you to know today? Or your higher power, I'm sorry.
Trust myself more.
Beautiful. Tell them you'll work on it. Awesome to be patient with you. Beautiful. Is there anything else that you want to say to them, babe?
Thank you. Just thank you.
And I want you to feel that unconditional positive regard. You to feel how precious you are to your higher power and how devoted and doting they are on you. That their entire beingness revolves around you. That there is not a moment in their day where they're not trying to give you what you need and want in order to make sure that you're on your highest, most expansive journey. Good. And then thanking them, thanking yourself, just having a moment of, ooh, that was hard and scary, and I did it. And good job, me. Coming back to the body, back to the room. One is a nice deep cleansing breath in. Two is an even more alert number. Three is a shifting, a knowing that somehow things are different now. 4 and 5 is eyes open, wide awake and alert. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, eyes open, wide awake and alert. Whoa. Whoa. For those of you who are watching right now, who are not crystal, just want to highlight the before and after. Holy Moses. So beautiful. Your energy is so much lighter. You're giggling after a really deep, intense process. Like, wow. You just cleared out so much space in just that very short time. You can fully anticipate that you're going to go through a lot of emotion clearing today. I know you're in level 1 of the next evolution. So if you need some extra support, watch the class. What do I do with these pesky emotions? And just move through the energy, okay? You're ready. You're ready to release everything that's coming up right now. It was so beautiful. How are you feeling?
I feel amazing. I am super congested now.
Yes, that's true.
I'm excited for the things coming, and I'm super thankful for, what's coming. You have been on this journey with me longer than
Longer than I probably know. Yes, I'm sure. And I'm honored to have taken that spot in your healing journey.
Yeah, it's just, I'm super, super excited for what's coming.
Oh, it's big. It's big. Yeah, it's very cool and it's big. You did so beautiful. You did such a great job. You were so brave. I felt every time your heart closed and you had to open that sucker back open again because it's so uncomfortable historically for you to feel that depth of emotion. And you did such a great job. And I want you after we're done here. Thank you. And Lindsay says, so beautiful, such a great release. When we're done here, I want you to just scroll up through the comments and just see how many people are holding space for you and sending you love and receive it. Okay. So your homework, you've got some homework. Do you have something to write it down on?
I actually do.
Excellent. That's super convenient. Okay, so your homework is I want you to do teensy little trust exercises with yourself.
Okay.
Okay. So it's going to involve maybe a little bit of intuition, but it doesn't even have to involve intuition. It can just involve thinking about something. Okay. So, but we're going to do it teensy. Okay. So as
Okay.
far as like, okay, what do I want to eat? And you think, okay, I want to eat this. I can trust myself. What do I want to do today? Okay, I choose to do this. I can trust myself and then do that thing. And anytime you start to move into fear, I can trust myself. And if that just feels too foreign, if I can trust myself feels too foreign, I am open to learning to keep trusting myself more. Okay. Just going to do teensy little exercises. You come to a crossroads, you're not sure this or that. You pick one, and you're like, I can trust myself. Even if it doesn't go the way that you think it should, you trusted yourself to take that step. Do you see? It's not about the outcome. It's about
It's funny. I just realized how much I actually don't do that.
Really?
Wait, oh, that's going to be a hard one. Yeah.
Yeah. Yes, trust and surrender, hard and continual healing. Absolutely, they are. Trust exercise on the trampoline. Yes, especially if you're surrounded by more trampolines, like at a trampoline world. That one was kind of fun. Yeah, absolutely. So historically, what has been your tendency if you come to a crossroads? Do you just kind of stay inert for a while?
I try not to make the decision. I try to divert to someone else.
You turn over your authority. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. So you do a poll of your closest family and friends, maybe ask Facebook. Yeah, absolutely. There are a lot of people who can relate to that right now. So in witnessing that within yourself, you are giving others to permission to witness that within themselves. You're holding a really beautiful space for other people to reflect on their own choices and actions. So I thank you so much for volunteering today. I cannot wait to see what's coming down the line. Feel free to share with us, post it on my Facebook page or share it in our the Divine Evolutionary Path Mighty Networks group. And that goes for all of you, Kat, Crystal, Julie, for those of you who have been our live healing participants. Let us celebrate you. Let yourself be celebrated. Share with us what's happening. And that doesn't mean that's the last time you'll ever be on healing. No. If universe chooses you, I'm not going to boycott that. I'm nothing but a good student. We're all in flow, moving at the divine speed of universal direction. So thank you again.
Thank you.
So much love to you, babe.
I don't have two hands because I'm holding my phone.
No problem. Love, love, love. And I'm going to unpin you now. Remember to read the chat.
Okay.
Gorgeous. Oh, so powerful. And that's one of the reasons I want to do these live healings is because very often we can get really lost in ourselves and we can feel we're alone. We can feel like no one understands what we're going through. And we can also feel hopeless and helpless. Like there's nothing that can possibly do it in our the Divine Money the Divine Evolutionary Pathway Mighty Networks group. Mighty Networks, our free group. Yes, perfect. Savi, honey, if you need to tell me something, can you message Judy and then she can relate your message to me? I keep my communication, my one-on-one communication is for my one-on-one clients only. That's why they're paying $1,000 per session. So that's their benefit of doing so. So you're absolutely welcome to send a message through Jude's, and then she can get that to me. Perfect. And that goes for anybody. If you need to get a message, you can join our free group posted there. You can tag me as much as I'm available. I'll make sure to be present with you, or you can get it through Judy if you want to talk to me directly, or you can submit a contact me form on my website, or you can just show up live and then you can ask me the questions directly. Okay, some announcements. We have class on Thursday, which is so perfect because this is track 1. We're healing money mindset, and class on Thursday is transforming your money mindset in 2022. Very exciting stuff. So the link is in my bio if you're on a social media right now. If you're on the streaming page, it's right below the video. Make sure to get signed up. Make sure to invite anyone who you think's money mindset could use some improvement over the next year. Kat, yeah, there's a replay on any of my social medias. Yeah, absolutely. Let's see. Exciting stuff. I got my articles of incorporation and we are filing my 501c3, which means that Deep Ministries can now take donations. So exciting. We can take donations. We can apply for corporate sponsorships and grants. And well, not grants yet. We can't get grants until our 501c3 is finalized. And we get it, but we can at least take donations and corporate sponsorships and all that kind of stuff in the meantime, which is very, very cool. Hey, Chris, how are you doing? Long time no see. So next week, I will be able to take donations for our live streams. We'll be able to put together our membership portal for $5, and it's going to be so great. Where we are with Deep Ministry. Yes, Laurel, I sure will. Where we are with Deep Ministry is we're beginning with the local initiative of starting transitional homes for aging out foster children and homeless children 18 to 24. So this is a population that is vastly underserved. So underserved that there's actually no real resource for them. There are lots of people who are trying to do things, and I'm one of those people, but there's nowhere for them to go. So when kids age out of foster care, they literally, the statistics show within 18 months, 60% of them are homeless. 80% of people in jail came through the foster or group home system. Why? Because these kids have nowhere to go. They have no one to teach them what to do, how to get a job, how to keep a job, how to manage their finances, how to rent an apartment, how to pay bills. They have no one who gives a shit about their transition into adulthood. Okay. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to launch our first home for 6 children who are either, so it's 18 to 24, and it's going to be, our first home is going to be for girls only. So I've created the program, I've created the results, the outcome that we're looking to have, and essentially move them from homeless children who no one gives a fuck about. And I say no one, not specifically, because I know that you care. Of course, we all care. We just all feel like one person. What can I do? Right? Like, what can I possibly do? I can't rescue all of the homeless kids in the world. No, we can't. But we can each do a little bit of our part. So, the program itself is going to be called Tomorrow's Leaders. Oh, I'm so excited. It's so cool. I can't stand it. So we're going to be doing basic things like making sure that they can read and write, that they can swim, that they know how to comport themselves at a job, right? That they know how to be punctual, that they know how to keep a job. I'm going to teach managing emotions. There's going to be, how to do all of the regular on the ground stuff that we take for granted because we have parents who teach us how to do it. We take it all for granted that there's a way to do this. So that's what we're going to be teaching them. And we're going to be doing healing. They're going to be doing group healing with me. Each of them is going to have an assigned hypnotherapist to help them with their trauma. They're going to be doing creative things. I'm going to be teaching them how to start their own business. They're going to be learning all kinds of different skill sets, how to avoid peer pressure, how to say no to peer pressure, right? So that they can stay out of gangs, how to confidence, self-esteem. By the time they move out of this program, they will be so certain that they were put on this planet for a reason. They will have a leadership mentality. And so this is what the program is going to be. And I'm so freaking excited. They will also have a car. They will know how to drive. They will know how to swim. They will have a laptop and they will have a phone. And for the rest of their lives, we will be their family. So even once they're done with the program and they move out of the transitional living, they will be invited back for all holiday celebrations. So they will always have somewhere to go. Now that doesn't obligate them to, but I think that's one of the hottest things about not having a family is that you don't have anyone to celebrate the holidays with, and you certainly don't have anyone who cares if you're there. So this is what we're raising money for. I'm intending on creating entrepreneurs. That's my intention. I want to create completely self-sufficient individuals. That's the intention and the purpose of the program, that can function within society and that become tomorrow's leaders. It's not called tomorrow's leaders for no purpose. Like, these are going to be the people who teach then, who become healers, who pioneer. I have a friend who has a foundation who teaches underprivileged kids how to, do things in technology, like build apps and stuff like that. So I'm going to partner with him, teach the kids coding, right? Teach them relevant skills that they can actually use and expand upon once they have graduated from our program. So there's only going to be one home because I'll need to work out the kinks. And then once we've worked out the kinks, probably for a few months, I'm going to open as many homes as necessary in order to facilitate these kids. And until I get enough funding that we can purchase our land. When we can purchase our land, we'll essentially have two hubs. There'll be one for transitional housing for homeless kids aged 18 to 24, and there'll be one for healing women who need a safe space, that they don't have to pay bills and they can completely ground, heal, and re-energize. And that's when we're going to get into growing stuff. In the meantime, Conscious Cafe is going to open here in Santa Clarita, which is my pay what you can cafe, which is going to give these kids the on-the-ground training that they're going to need in order to integrate into society and be able to apply for jobs and things like that. So very exciting. We need lots of money. So I'm going to go out and get some. So that's where we are. Fundraising is our next step so that we can start the first home. I'm so excited. But anyway, thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you, everybody, for your love and support. I appreciate that. In the meantime, today we are done. We'll see you next week. Next week, we're going to move deeply into manifestation. So we're going to kind of go back. We're going to backtrack. What is manifestation? How does it work? Etc. Cool. Thank you. I love that, Cheryl. That would be so great. Oh, yeah. That is so cool. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I love that. Beautiful. See you next week. Please share this on your social media. There's no agenda except to get these teachings in front of people who need them. We just need to spread the word. Let people have access to the tools that they need in order to have the life that they want. So much love to you. Thank you so much for joining. Super appreciate you. Love, love, love. Oh, the mantra. Thank you, Laurel. I heard you. The mantra for this week is, I am prepared to notice where I'm holding on too I'm prepared to notice where holding on too tight is blocking my blessings. Or I'm prepared to notice where I'm holding on too tight and it's blocking my blessings. And you can even say, I'm open and willing. Or if that even doesn't sit right, I am more open and willing every day to notice where holding on too tight is blocking my blessings. If you're looking for a book, Codependent No More. Enough said. See you next week.